It's amazing. It's a dream. I mean, I think I really like swords. I get quite nerdy about swords, and I got to have like 5 different ones of all different shapes and sizes and materials. And so I was in heaven.
Anya, I'm going to start with you. At SDCC, you kind of spoke to how Illyana was one of those first kind of powerful, complex female characters you got to play. So how did that help you kind of shape those other choices in amazing movies like Thoroughbreds and kind of those more complex roles?
I think the difference is that with Illyana, the characters that I've played previously, they're either very like quietly the threat, or they're very much in danger, whilst Illyana is very aggressively the threat. There's no room. There's maybe like 2 scenes where you get to see a bit of a softer side to her, but it was just, sometimes you're called to do something as a character that you would never do in real life. And I love those moments, but the moment right before they yell action, your brain is definitely going like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And then they say action, you're just like, okay, I'm here.
The Soulsword is something that she manifests from her own power. It's like her own life force. So what's it like to kind of get to have this weapon that's just badass female power?
It's amazing. It's a dream. I mean, I think I really like swords. I get quite nerdy about swords, and I got to have like 5 different ones of all different shapes and sizes and materials. So I was in heaven.
Something that I was really interested in with Sam is his powers are so kind of bombastic and kind of visceral as Cannonball, but the film has quite a grounded aesthetic from what we've seen. So what was it like for you trying to find that balance?
You know, that was kind of the first question that we kind of spoke about when creating Sam, and how do we make this grounding and fit in this film? And it was really about manifestation. You know, he discovered his powers when he was in the coal mine, and it was kind of taking that idea of being afraid, almost like a panic attack, and how that could create this explosion. So a lot of it was like, the physicality of Sam and trying to control these panic attacks that would like go off. I'm shaking because I did a lot of shaking during this production. But yeah, it was nice to kind of manifest that into a real, exactly what you said, like a real life situation, and like how it would actually be to have those. Because in the comics, he's like, there is that. I remember reading a part in the comic when he's like in the speech, but he's like, I don't know how to control it, and he's quite straight. And it's like, okay, well, how can you take that physical but make it, I don't know how to control it in here.
I wanted to start by talking to Maisie and Blu about this relationship between Rain and Danny, because that is something that is so rare in superhero movies and something that fans are kind of so excited about.
I think the nicest thing is like how it is such an organic relationship, and like the two of them are clearly so drawn to one another from like the moment they see each other, but it's not like something which is necessarily labeled or like anyone really comments on. Like it's just a really beautiful relationship between the two of them, and like that kind of relationship is like needs to be normalized, I think, in this movie. Like it really is. And that, I think, for anyone sort of like coming out or like feeling in any way anxious about like their sexual orientation, I think something like this is going to be really just like heartwarming for them.
Something that people are really excited about and that I'm stoked for is the relationship between Danny and Rain. So
it wasn't like we were like, we're going to put a gay romance in this. It sort of was an organic part of like their relationship in the comic is already so intimate because they have a telepathic link. And we just, I don't know, man, it just sort of happened and it was what it was. So there's a very strong thread in the movie. I think it's unique for superhero movies. I think it's unique for studio movies in general. I'm not going to not say that it was easy for us to get it through or to get it done. It was not, but we did get it done. And I think that it is done at a high level. I'm more excited for people to see these girls lay under the stars at night for this one scene, as much as for them to see the giant battle at the end with the superheroics and all the things that you'd love from those movies as well. We also really wanted to make a movie for teenagers because I feel like superhero movies still star adults, and it's kids not really being represented in the movies that they're going to see. And there's no teen movies in the theaters anymore. And it's just like, how can we get this to be a thing again? Yeah. So I don't know. It was also that because movies that I was represented in meant so much to me when I was a teenager.
And Blu, Danny's obviously such a core part of this story and the Demon Bear saga. So what was it like for you trying to find yourself in that and connect with such a kind of huge story?
Well, Danny was so close to me. Especially like what she goes through in the movie, like her whole character arc was so similar. It was almost like weird. Like it could have been a movie itself, like me going to make a movie playing a character that was going through the same things I was going through. Because I was 21 when I got there, and I was going through all these weird changes and like really becoming an adult woman, you know, and living on my own. I was searching for a character for so long, like who is Danny? Who is Danny? Who is Danny? And I was like hyper fixated on that. And it wasn't until I left the movie and spent all this time by myself that I was like, I was Danny the whole time, you know? Like she was right there. She was me. But it's weird to play a character that's so close to you because you don't want to be yourself. That's why you hide behind characters. But I had nothing to hide behind. And I think I was really afraid of that. So it would be cool to play Danny again, more more in control of myself. But I think that journey is really interesting for her.
For more unique insights into the world of pop culture, make sure that you stay tuned to Nerdist Now.